cruelty, injustice, and selfishness. That's why when David Johnston became Governor General, the country cheered. Here was a national symbol who represented Canada's best self, who trumpeted the values that keep us at our best, and who reified those values in everything he did and believed in. He reminded us how proud we should be of our singular commitment to making Canada welcoming and accessible to all, regardless of identity. He encouraged us to look over our shoulders to see who had fallen behind so we could help them up. The magic ingredient in his selfless and respectful approach to his role was that we all knew he meant it. It was who he was. It was aspirational for sure, but it was also, to him, realistic. That made it irresistibly inspirational. We wanted the country he wanted, and we wanted him to help us figure out how to get there and stay there. Hence, this book. It contains the symbiotic reflections of a powerfully rigorous mind and an unabashedly loving heart. The book's integrated personal, historical, philosophical, and occasionally whimsical observations give us a template that can help guide us in our own lives, the life of our country, and the future of a world currently at profound risk from too little empathy. I was mesmerized by the stories of his family, his enduring and eternal love for his wife Sharon, their beloved daughters and their partners, and their adored grandchildren, and marveled at the way he was able to turn those stories into insightful metaphors. He is devoted to his family's happiness and uses the emotional nourishment he gets, relies on, and cherishes from them to teach us why and how empathy starts at home. Yet he is also a public intellectual and servant, so he finds guiding metaphors in the public sphere too, especially those he has personally seen or experienced, to help us understand how to improve our economy, save the climate, protect refugees and minorities, invest in ideas, stay healthy, listen with an open mind, strive for fairness, and be brave. It is a timeless book, not only because its values are timeless, but because as individuals, as communities, as governments, and as countries, we need to be wise and compassionate for justice to triumph. And there is no justice without empathy. That means empathy is our best hope for the future. And this is the book that shows us how to turn that hope into reality. Because David Johnston's whole life is a tribute to the triumph of wisdom, compassion, and justice. In other words, the triumph of empathy. Rosalie Silberman Abella, March 2022.
Preface. There are strange things afoot on our planet. As we prepare to send this manuscript to the publisher, we're struck by how different our world is from that in which we began to work on this project 2 years ago. Among the great events, of course, has been the COVID-19 pandemic, still rampaging worldwide, claiming lives, tearing families apart, bringing health systems to the point of failure, shuttering businesses, emptying schools, halting sports, emptying restaurants, bars, pubs, cinemas, and theaters, fostering public protests, and confounding even the humblest of people's ambitions. Climate change has taken on new urgency, with improved science backed by artificial intelligence, painting an even bleaker picture than before of coming floods, habitat loss, and widespread extinction of species. Here at home, occupation of city centers and international crossings in Canada by truckers, joined by the discontented stowaways who chose to hijack their convoys, left communities confused, fearful, and injured. And then a war in Ukraine, whose senseless cruelty passed all understanding, exposed both the inhumanity of authoritarianism and the perils of obedience to it, while at the same time awakening world attention to how carefully we must preserve and defend our democracy.